Hey guys, what's happening? So we're back for more Philip K. Johnson's Incredible Hulk series, where in this one we finish the story that tells us why we don't see Enkidu running around in the modern day. So with that said, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell up top to get all notifications. Alright, so coming back, we continue with the story of Enkidu, who's the same Hulk that we were introduced to back in Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk, Time of Monsters, which took place in 9500 BCE. And all we're really told at this point in this series is that a lot of time has passed, with us now picking up with him 3600 years ago, but from then till now he's made quite the name for himself, because wherever he goes people immediately recognize him, and we'll talk more about why as this continues. But coming back, we find that he's finally made his way to the fallen city of Nineveh, which he was initially looking for after being told by an old woman this would be the place he would find the death he seeks, with Enkidu hoping to come across someone or something strong enough to defeat him so he could finally find rest after thousands of years of just fighting and going from one war to the next. But after all this time, he hasn't found anyone strong enough to make that happen. But even though we're told that's his primary reason for coming here, with him saving the small family along the way and him asking them about what happened with them living in a cave, it's implied a number of times throughout this that Enkidu wants to save these people who've been taken captive by these monsters who've taken their city. And we see a bit more of that when he gets here, because he stops and he looks at this cage that has just a bunch of people stuffed in it. But while he's looking, this huge monster just walks up and tells him these cattle ain't for sale. So Enkidu just tells him, no, I will take them when you are dead. So big man, he takes that as a sign of disrespect. So he tries to take Enkidu down, only to quickly discover that he's no match for Enkidu, who ends this fight insanely quick by punching this dude's face inside out, which just goes to show how delicate these creatures are in comparison to him. And after handling this guy, Enkidu breaks the cage open to let these people free, but with doing so he asks them, where is your child god? So they tell him, and immediately after he makes his way to her temple. And as he does, just as a reminder, this child god that all these monsters are speaking of and saying things like glory to the child god, it's the Eldest who's inside of this body. She's the firstborn of the Mother of Horrors, who was locked away deep in the earth by the One Below All many years ago. And so the Eldest, or the child god, after she learned that Enkidu was making his way here, she believed that he would be the key to releasing the Mother of Horrors, because he carried the green fire of the One Below All in his flesh. So as Enkidu approached the temple, the Eldest stood outside waiting for him while giving this huge speech, with her saying, behold, mighty Enkidu, the bull man of Acadia, sworn comrade of Gilgamesh, fighter of many wars, slayer of many enemies. Yet I smell mortal blood in your veins. I am Eldest, firstborn of the Mother of Horrors, to whom this world belonged. Why have you come? And how came you by the green fire in your flesh? So Enkidu just tells her, my body was burned to ash by a stone from the sky. It gave me this one in return. As for why I've come, I will show you. As he then pulls a spear out of a nearby dead monster, but with him telling the Eldest, I'll show you why I came here, she just tells him, no, I will tell you why you have come. You are here because fate brought you to me. All living flesh is my birthright. Many bodies have I worn, and many will I yet wear, for all belong to me. In this way I am deathless, my exalted mother's gift to me. But my mother's locked deep in the earth with a single gate that none can open save he who built it. I thought her sentence would be eternal, but now fate has sent me, you, whose flesh burns with the green flame of mother's enemy. All flesh is mine, bull man of Acadia, but yours most of all. But really quick, with Enkidu's response to the Eldest, with her asking him how he came across the green fire in his flesh, when he told her my body was burned to ash by a stone from the sky, it gave me this one in return. This is him referring to his origin, which we saw in Immortal Hulk, Time of Monsters, back when he was a regular kid by the name of Tammuz, who was sacrificed to this glowing rock for the sake of saving his people. And I have the link in the description for anyone who might have missed our coverage on the full story. But with that said, this is one of the main reasons why Enkidu doesn't like the idea of anyone telling him that he belongs to them. Because from the beginning, and I imagine multiple times over thousands of years, he's had someone else like the old prophet in Time of Monsters telling him what fate has called him to do. or more specifically, choosing him as a sacrifice without giving him a choice. So right away when the Eldest tells him that fate brought him to her to free the Mother of Horrors, he chucks that spear right at her. But at the same time for the Eldest, because things have aligned so perfectly, with Enkidu's search bringing him to her, and the fact that he carries the flame of the One Below All within mortal flesh, this makes him the perfect solution as a vessel that she can just take that'll allow her to have the power to free the Mother of Horrors. So as he leaps to attack her, she takes this opportunity to jump into his body. Though at first that doesn't quite exactly work out, cause he just snatches her right back off, but she keeps coming at him. And throughout this she tells him, "You are a riddle to me, all know your name, wars beyond counting have you fought. Where then are your lands, your spoils, your wives, your sons? The human cattle sing songs, not of you, but of lesser comrades. You come to me with sniveling cattle at your heels, the blood of our brothers on your hands. Whose son are you, Enkidu? These pharaoh mortals at thy back, or exalted Mother of Horrors, or the green-eyed tyrant who slew her children and bound her in the earth? All I deem, you are a son, fractured, ill-begotten, false, and now your strength is mine." To where from here, after wrestling with Enkidu, the Eldest has successfully taken his body. So following this, next she takes him below, to the entrance of her mother's prison. And mind you, the whole way down here, she can feel Enkidu fighting against her in his mind, though it doesn't do him much of any good, cause he's not able to break himself free. But eventually they make their way to this lower chamber, where there's this huge lock and a bunch of chains, so she tells Enkidu to watch, cause she's about to undo his brute father's work and return the earth to its true mistress. But when she starts to use him to open this door, they immediately hear the One Below All saying, "Eldest, thy nameth thyself. I remember thee, little beastling, the one that flew when I took the head of thy brothers. Hiding from me in mortal garments, I have seen thee all the while. Thy foul mother's sentence is not ended. Get thee from my sight, lest thy head join the heads of thy kin," which is next followed by this huge green flame that comes shooting out of the cracked opening, covering Enkidu and forcing the Eldest out of his body. And as she's over on the side just crying in pain, Enkidu, who now has his body back, walks towards her and he's just like, "Puny god." And as soon as he picks her up, the Eldest tries to transform so she can grow her wings back and try to fly and get away, while telling Enkidu that one day she will take his body and set the world to rights. Cause once again, she's trying to get away just like she did when the Mother of Horrors was locked up. But before she can, Enkidu tears off her monstrous arm with the wing that's attached to it. Then he just tosses them to the side. When he asks her, "How will you do that from beneath the ground?" as he holds her face to the green flame until there's nothing left but bones. But also as a result of him doing this, the green flame burns through him too, though a lot slower than it did to the Eldest. But nonetheless, this is what finally ends up killing Enkidu, with his last words being, "The old woman spoke truth after all," referring to the old woman who initially told him that he would find death here. And after he falls, he's taken outside, just before the green flames erupt throughout the temple. And we're told here all the monsters that had taken over Nineveh, they fled in fear of the One Below All, as the people soon after took back their city. And to celebrate Enkidu, they built him a king's tomb, where they also sacrificed many slaves to serve Enkidu in the afterlife. And following this, coming back to the present day, it's here where we see the Eldest, who, as we know, was telling this story and is waiting here in Vegas for the other fractured son, Bruce Banner's Hulk, to make his way to her. Because as it would seem, fate has brought him her way, much like the other fractured son from many years ago. I just can't wait to see the plot twist that's gonna come around this time. And so now real quick, I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you guys for all of your support. And for anyone who's new here who wants more information on how to support the channel, I got a link below where you can go to patreon.com/dopespill. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll do it again on the next one. Alright, later.